So welcome back to the sinking city. So, potentially storming, which means potential to lose power, which means potential to lose failure progress. Fun times. But we're still doing it anyway. What is that, an Italian flag? Looks like it. Oh, no, wait. No. It's Irish, isn't it? Yeah? Can't really tell. Would make more sense for it to be Irish, now that I think about it. So, we're about to do the main quest. Why did I say quest instead of case?
You got business here.
I serve the sea. Anna sent me here to investigate the recent break-in.
Sea be praised. Finally. I'm Daryl Grimes. How can I help you?
Can you tell me what happened? Don't skimp on the details.
Not much to tell, sadly. It was a man, that much I know. He snuck in while I was upstairs, tried to steal the fishies, but I heard him. Nearly got him with a harpoon by Kay, but I missed in the dark. He got away, that Dane, but I wonder, why steal what you can get for free?
Yeah, that's a bit of a puzzler. What did this burglar look like?
Same height as you. Not too big, not too small. Nothing to write home about. An average Joe. If not for his, bald head. That guy was as bald as an egg. I could see the moonlight reflecting off the top of his head.
And what did he steal?
Nothing. I scared him off before he could.
Where did he go after that?
Don't know, pal. He was way faster than me.
What's the deal with the password and such?
Orders from the higher-ups. I don't get to ask why.
All right. Well, that's enough for now, Mr. Grimes. I've got to go to work.
Here, take the key. May the sea bless you.
You didn't mention that there was these things.
Wow. It pierced a good inch of solid wood like it was nothing.
Totally didn't mention that, yeah. There's a bunch of these.
fresh, still smells of the sea. No signs of decomposition at all. That's a fancy-looking bottle. Looks like it was taken from a lab somewhere. There's some kind of powder left on the bottom. I better not touch it. It could be dangerous.
Could be dangerous.
Thing's dead as a doornail, but I don't see any wounds.
Wait. Okay. I think I'm starting to understand. We're seeing a fish. Blackward Marsh. Fish cannery. If that doesn't tell you anything, you're not well. Yep. Oh, hey.
I have questions.
Questions, why is there a torture chamber under the fish well house? Probably should head upstairs then. Screw you, wind.
This guy must really be into his hobby to have such impressive tools.
He makes
Nice
like
work.
bows, belt
When I was a kid, I would have gone nuts for this. Well, if it was finished, that is.
Interesting. You, Mr. Grimes, you can't thank you enough for what you do for the children. These are times your toys go down like a tall glass of water. We all pray for your good health every day. We also kindly remind you that still at your visit, our staff and of course the children are eager to finally meet our benefactor in person. Please don't hesitate to come as soon as you are able. Eternal gratitude, Stretching, but sing but would they appreciate him being a fish first and most things? Could explain why he didn't go though. Probably where they got the harpoon. Boat. Venom box? Yes, I do. Boats. I should probably make some. Not nearly enough. I can make one of those. Oh well. Showcase. The questions, have we discovered everything? Start with a piece. Doesn't look like we have.
Wow. It pierced a good inch of solid wood like it was nothing.
Well. Hip. Ging.
So first it ate the fish, and now it's dead. That's troubling.
I'm
thief. I'll show you not to mess with us.
Okay.
Just a little bit more. Hold on. I hope Professor Westerbrook never learns about this.
No. There's no upstairs. Just make me run all the way over.
Darn pests. Mayor, take them.
Okay, let's see what we have here.
I didn't think I see the thinking this one's first.
I hope Professor Westerbrook never learns about this.
So he's poisoning the fish. He accidentally
Just a little
poisoned
bit more. Hold on.
one of those off. Then this guy heals him. Goes for his harpoon.
Darn pests. Mayor, take them.
And then throws the harpoon.
Come back, you thief. I'll show you not to mess with us.
A man broke into the fish storage, poisoned the fish with an unknown substance, then made a noise which alerted the guard, who chased him out.
Mind powers. Without the fish provided by the EOD. You know, the Esoteric Order of Dagon. Yeah. So we can't connect at that point. Washground is possibly poison fish have already been distributed to the city's poor citizens. So giving out fish that's poisoned. Wonderful. I found what seems to be a lab for us, mentioned Professor. However, someone finishes the university. I need to finish this at the university. That's what we have. What updates here? Response letter. That was more documents, huh? Okay. So let's go talk to him.
You dig up anything interesting?
I sure did. Turns out our friend here wasn't here to rob the place. He came to poison the fish.
By the sea. Are you sure?
Well, that's what the evidence suggests, anyway.
Okay, this is horrible. Please don't tell Anna it was my fault, or she'll have me quartered.
Anna will quarter you. You're joking about that, right?
Wish I was. Anna, she's ruthless when it comes to punishing the guilty, EOD member or not.
That's unexpected. Huh.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I won't tell her. You seem like a decent sort, Daryl. I'll make something up.
Thanks, Mr. Reed. Here's a little something to express my gratitude. Take care now. Still, I've done wrong and I deserve to be punished. I'll stay on guard duty for the next month without a day off. You have my word.
All right, you go ahead and do what you gotta do, I guess. Can you remind me where I can find the Oakmont University?
You can't miss it. It's the greatest thing Oakmont has to offer, except maybe our famous caramelized eel stew. Give me your map. There you go. But don't forget to first report your findings to Anna.
Okay. So what do you know about...
I found a hidden room full of shackles and chains downstairs. Looks like some kind of torture chamber. Know anything about it?
What? Stop talking truck. That can't be true. I know this place top to bottom.
Sure you do.
Now, Daryl, You know I'm a detective, and if you're lying, I'm going to find out one way or another.
I've got nothing to do with it, I swear, Mr. Reed. Go ask Anna. She's responsible for renting the place. I know nothing about this.
Okay.
I'm sure they're gonna receive
I'll talk to
fish with
Anna.
me.
We'll
Now
see
I
if
know
your story
about
holds
that.
up.
But then again,
See
you
ya.
guys sent me here.
May the sea protect you.
But then again, I'm pretty sure they didn't expect me to see Cthulhu. Have I not investigated that? I thought I did. I'm confused. House in the Shells. Thought I did. I'm confused. Did I or not? Oh god, I can't remember if I did or not. I think I did, but at the same time I might not have. No, it's saying, no, all evidence is collected. Okay, we just need to remove the thing from the map. So I don't get confused like I am now. Okay, so that means the last one's all the way over there. Yeah, it's all the way over there though. Let's see. Delicate matter would be. I have to report back to him. Field research is. I believe field research is done for the time being. Means I'd have to go back there. So ultimately. Ultimately, I guess my next location would be to report back, then head over there. Okay, just Caseburg. Boop. Map. We need to report back to the fish. To the fish. The easiest thing would be to head up there. Just in case, since I'm, concerned about losing progress. Going to end videos around parts of that I have recovered times. Like that.
Please, help me out.
I'm worried about losing save progress, but I'd have to go back autosaves, and it makes it autosaves a lot. Anyway, back here, I believe. There we go. Alright, yes, we know. Robert's Harper wants us to find Professor Harriet Dell. But to do that, I have to investigate these fish people. But yeah, at the same time, it doesn't seem like... I was going to say, it doesn't seem like most of the fish people know about this, but at the same time, remember what we're dealing with. Quotation. Everyone's obvious demon.
Choose what?
Take as much as you need. It won't cost you a penny. Don't be shy.
I've got news about your fish storage problem.
Oh, I'm all ears, Charlie.
It only looked like a robbery. Some guy broke into the storage to poison the fish. Near as I...
Oop, random people spawning. Oop, oop. Okay. Apparently we're locking up now for some reason. Wonderful. Super.
can tell. He succeeded, at least part. I realize it's a lot to take on Faith. I've got a sample of what I think is the poison. Oh, I can't identify it yet.
See, protect us. That's terrible. What kind of man would do such a thing, and why?
I don't know, but I aim to find out.
We are detectives.
We need to stop distributing the fish. We have to let everyone know about this.
Now that free fish
He
will
knows
get
how
to
many
us.
people might
Don't
already
worry.
be affected.
Have a nice day.
What do you want me to do with the poisoner once I find him?
I'd bring an end to him right there if I were you. The police and court are useless these days.
That wasn't the deal. I'm a detective, not a hitman.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Report to me when you find him. I'll see that the reward will be more than handsome, if you know what I mean.
I'll, see what I can do.
One thing still bothers me. The guard at the storage, Daryl. What was he doing at the time?
There's no reason to rat him out. Besides, oh, he's a fish person.
Your guard was vigilant.
Like he told
He fought
us.
bravely, but the poisoner knocked him out. You ask me, he deserves a raise.
Good old dependable Daryl. I hope he's okay. I'll see he gets his due. Goodbye, Charlie.
Probably cut the alcohol away from him a few times. So,
I've found what looks suspiciously like a dungeon in the basement of your fish storage. Care to explain?
Excuse me? You've found what?
A dungeon. Chains, shackles, and blood. Ring any bells?
I've no idea what you're talking about, but it sounds awful. We only started renting the place a few weeks ago. Goodness. I'm going to have to ask our landlord several uncomfortable questions, it seems. Thanks for the heads up, Charlie.
See you later.
okay. So that's taken care of. We still need to go to the university, which is all the way over there. But firstly, we want to go. Over under and the hospital. What's that mean? What's that mean? Yeah, you just skip these loading screens, but it's not like they take that long, thankfully. Yeah, I don't think we're done with the medical one yet. Seemed a bit too easy that we only need 2 parts. I mean, there's gotta be more than just 2 areas. Like the fisherman crash where it's like, oh, you got the log. Well, now go get these out for 2 logs. Okay, I get it. Hard. Ah, there's the hospital. And I'll go to the screen. Ah, Mr. Mustache.
I checked the house of the diseased man, Bells. His family has turned into those creatures too.
Huh. Fascinating. Did you discover the source of the contamination?
Oh, yeah, there's
A creature emerged from their sunken basement and transformed them. I think its vomit is
If so, we must quarantine it. Those Lethian revenants are a huge threat. This city could not survive an epidemic like that.
What did you call them?
Lethian revenants. Oh, you may thank the university professor for the beast's unwieldy names.
Rip. You say.
I called into the shop of your patient. Unfortunately, he committed suicide.
Oh, I wish I could say I was surprised. Sorry for wasting your time.
It wasn't entirely a waste. I found some evidence that sheds light on the origin of those creatures.
For what it's worth, Professor Westerbrook calls them Stygian harvesters. But what is it you found?
Your patient's diary. His dreams became too real, too confronting. He tried to stay awake using stimulants, but those Stygians appeared near him when he slept, as if they were leaking from his nightmares.
A psychic phenomenon or manifestation. How unnerving. I'm afraid he's not the only one suffering from such dreams.
I found your studies rather interesting, Dr. Grant.
Oh god.
Got more places to search?
What dedication. Thank you. Your findings have been a rich resource for the scientific cause. I've got 2 more places for you. More dangerous, one with huge monstrosities, but I'll prepare a comparable reward.
Just what am I getting myself into?
One of Oakmont's largest stores was closed after the flood hit. A looter tried to break in, but his thievery was, shall we say, interrupted. He was set upon by a huge wild beast and hardly made it out. The question is, with the building locked up tight, how did that creature get in?
Or just pop through the floor.
What about the place with more manageable creatures?
Well, there's a restaurant here with a bad reputation, not for its food, but for women disappearing. The police found nothing. I treated the partner of one missing girl. He arrived here severely injured and told me about the jumping maws.
He was at the restaurant too, I suppose.
Indeed. And what's curious is the place is still open. Please investigate and find out how that's possible.
Bye.
Look at all that ammo. Can't get. I should probably go add these things to the map so I know where I'm going. Camberg. Suspicious restaurant. Eastern Reed Heights, which is all the way uphill. Well, I'm in between Howard Street, Bullock. Howard Street. So. Some of them, I'm guessing. Where's we at? Nope. No. What's Reed Heights? Something over Reed Heights, huh? To Ward Street. Like Bourbon. Where those Bourbon? Ward Street. Sam Reed. So. Some of them. Okay. Well. Back to. Now that's back at Bigben's house. Let's go deal with this one. Shouldn't be too hard. Shouldn't be too hard. But wait. Have I been in this house before? Sure. Great. What happened? Oh, I got 5 vampires. Not bad. Oh, maybe you won't rank. No. Look at this guy. So, let's see. there's no additional, why don't we just leave? Seems like the best option. And with that done, we can just remove that. And I guess we should go see Ape Man then. We didn't find the mirror. We only sort of, you know, got started and then the case sort of coded out. I wonder if I could tell Ape Man that about our witness and how P's involved in it. Betrays trust. I am top hat. Sad. So that's interesting stuff going up.
The mortician has touched him up well.
As a picture in the memory of returned to a spectre, Robert Thurman, a descendant of a robust bloodline, died on Thursday at Oakmont, Port, age 25. He wanted to know me death, but he separated the way he lived his life. Appreciates the many comforting words and prayers sent to the citizens by the citizens of Oakmont. I guess it was just these two guys with shotguns hanging about. Anyway,
I've looked into your delicate matter.
Excellent. Don't spare me any details.
Glover's dead. He was killed by a man named Sidney Stokes, who happened to be robbing his place. And he wasn't working alone. He had a partner, Phil O'Connell. Didn't end up much better. All over some kind of mirror, apparently.
Truck. Where is the mirror now?
Their employer has it. Some mystery woman. I didn't get her name, but she obviously wasn't fooling around.
I see. So, my enigmatic competitor has finally shown her hand. And the thieves are both dead, you say?
So yeah, here we go. As I said, we can be a real dick. Because we're a detective, yep. Anyway. But yeah, basically, it's like they give you the option to be like, hey, yeah, sure, thanks. I'm not going to tell anyone. He totally did it.
Sidney Stokes managed to make it out in one piece. Now, if I had to guess, he's probably holed up at his home. Want the address?
I would welcome it. I'll take pleasure in, educating him on some, shall we say, essential truths.
All right. I've held up my end of the bargain. Now, it's your turn.
Of course, Mr. Reed. Here's your payment. Now that you know everything, would you accept the second part of the job?
Let me guess. You want me to track down the mirror?
Yes. And the one who so rudely snatched it from my grasp.
Bye.
I'm on it. Only got one lead, though. Our culprit had a bone to pick with someone named Francis. Mean anything to you?
Ah, yes. That is without doubt my father, Francis Throgmorton. May rest his soul.
So, how's he involved?
What's he got to do with this?
I found mention of the mirror in his records. That's what led me to take interest.
Your father was a prominent man. I'm sure he had enemies. Anyone come to mind?
None who would outlive him.
You mentioned your father left records. Mind if I take a gander at them?
The prospect of you rifling through my father's possessions does not fill me with joy, Mr. Reed. But if that's what you need, so be it. Take this key.
Thanks, Ape Man. I do like him. Because, I mean, it's obvious he's probably a criminal kingpin. But he's helpful. I mean, we're both basically using each other. But we never, you know, had to escalate things. So now we can go in hill. Francis Darkmont, just go.
Seems an ambitious expedition.
Africa.
Like father, like son.
1891, man.
Curious craftsmanship. These must be worth a fortune.
Oh, God, it's going to turn to scratches.
Looking sharp. But I guess that's the point.
Ha. Friggin' haunted mask whispering at me.
1891 must have been a busy year for Francis.
Well, there you go. I'm sure you can piece together 2 and 2. Francis Darkmont expedition to Africa has proved to be one of the most ambitious, if sadly unappreciated, undertakings of 1891. ATV returned with numerous historical artifacts and pharaoh. After research, a newborn son, Tristan Robert, and a plethora of fascinating culture insights today, and it's good to with Oakmont Chronicles agreed to share some of those insights with us. I banged an ape. I had a son. Well, there you go. There were boxes. But wait, they weren't boxes at all. It was actually a safe. Let's see, 1894. So, 30 years afterwards, Francis divorce is no simple matter these days. It never has been. In my legal practice, he must clearly find the fault. Sure, present to the court the most common options being cruelty, adultery, or an incurable mental illness. Oh, he committed adultery with an ape, so... My impression that your firstborn's death at the tender age of 7 dealt blow to Bethany's health. I do sincerely hope she recovers, but the court won't share my concerns. Besides, Oakmont Asylum seems to be a very well-run place. I'm pretty sure she wasn't happy about him coming home with his ape son. But Bethany. Herp. So, do you know anything
I
about
had some
that?
questions about Bethany.
I beg your pardon. I don't believe I know anyone of that name.
Well, it came up during the investigation. See, your father divorced, and his ex-wife's name was Bethany.
Say no more. It is beyond my earliest memories. But, even if it weren't, my father's business is his own. I shall not engage in gossip.
Well, we do, mention the asylum, so we know.
Your father led an
One
expedition back in
place to go.
1891. Do you know anything about it?
I'm not the best person to ask, I'm afraid. I was a babe in arms back then, and my father never made his findings public.
Yeah, you were conceived back then. Oop, what's going on? Frame traps, I guess.
It is a great shame, of course. His work would have turned the science of evolution on its head.
Yeah, I can see that.
Uh-huh. 8 people.
Have a good day.
Herp. Herp. Herp, herp. Okay. Well, then. We're missing something, but I'm not sure what. I'd have to investigate further. But anyway, we could go to this island. Yeah, we still need to go turn that in at the fish market. Oh, I don't need. I forgot to turn it in at the. Well, no, we had to get that. Anyway. You go to the university. Need to sign them. And then there's those. I'm gonna go back for just a second. See if there's some piece of evidence I missed. Like, I don't know, a note or something I didn't pick up or so. I mean, besides the plants and everything, it's pretty much the same layout as most places we find. Well, the fancy house layout. So what's downstairs, though? He doesn't have a downstairs. Or does he? I guess he doesn't have a downstairs. Seems weird that they would basically use the same layout for his house, basically, that almost everyone else has. It's supposed to be special. Only thing standing out there is the artwork. Anything in here that... Not really, that's something on his phone study. I mean, we looked at that. Clearly left. Clearly left at that. So, what else could it be? Huh.
1891 must have been a busy year for Francis.
I mean, I got nothing. Nothing I really said, just that, hey, things are suspicious anyway. Weird. Oh well. I mean, there's a note and there's a body. Nothing over here. Huh. There. Over here. That's weird. It's like I'm missing a piece of evidence, but yet don't see any. Oh well, we got the key evidence. Maybe not all evidence. So now we need to go. Well, there's an asylum we could go to, or there's up there. So where do I go? So next time we will head apparently up here. So hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all and have a nice day.